Who want a ticket straight to them pearly gates?
On the topic of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon responds to himself, where he said, Omni-Man gameplay trailer will not be at New York Comic Con. He then says today at the time of recording, but that's not to say we won't show nothing. Now, Mortal Kombat, this game has been going down. I get that there's people who's happy about the game. Every time I say something bad about it, there's someone in the comment section who's like, no, you're wrong. The thing is, Mortal Kombat is supposed to be great. It's supposed to be excellent, and they are not at all living up to that. This is a perfect example of that. When Street Fighter 6 released, its all-time peak was 70,000 concurrent players. The 24-hour peak is 21,000. Players on right now is 8,000. If you compare that to Mortal Kombat, it's literally double in every single category, if not more. Mortal Kombat was not able to surpass Street Fighter 6. I wonder if Tekken 8 will be able to. Someone who bought Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, you got to give them a really good reason to also buy Tekken 8. Now, Tekken 8 is doing that, in my opinion. If you saw the leaked Tekken Force, the leaked roster, the game modes, Tekken 8 is definitely doing a lot. But here's a tweet from Yellow Motion. This is a quick quote from the Bandai Namco Europe CEO, Anard Muller. Has made it clear. It says, we have very small title called Tekken 8, which you may have heard of. I like how they say very small. Like, yeah, we have some, super small niche game no one ever heard of. Tekken 8, like this game is massive. Okay, Tekken has sold more than 50 million copies as an IP, and Tekken 7 sold 10 million copies. So it's going to be great. It's going to be big. It really takes the fighting game genre to a new level. This is as good as it gets in terms of making the best Unreal Engine and being able to polish the game to a level where visually it looks stunning. We have big expectations for Tekken 8. That's what the CEO says. Big expectations. A couple of things to note. One, I'm surprised that Tekken 7 has not reached 11 million copies. I thought it would do so before Tekken 8 came out. The second thing is, how many of you guys still feel like the graphics of Tekken 8 is not good? This was a big discussion that we had, but it kind of died down as of late. How many of you guys still feel like they're not living up to what they originally showed us? While you're typing your comments, let's move on. Another tweet from Yellow Motion. This one is actually a bombshell. It says, you can find many Easter egg references through various games such as Tekken 2, Tekken 3, and Tekken Tag in Arcade Quest Fight Lounge in Tekken 8. So it basically refers to how you can see these games in the Fight Lounge. I think the Tekken Dojo area is what it's called. We all seen this and we was like, hold on, can we play these games? Is this going to be playable? Street Fighter does it. It lets you play older games like in the back corner somewhere. And you guys told me that certain Tekkens allowed you to play an older version of Tekken within it as well. Looking at everything else Tekken 8 was doing, we all came to the conclusion that Tekken 8 will be doing the same thing. But this tweet from Yellow Motion kind of says otherwise. It says it's just references that's featured in Tekken 8, not necessarily playable. It says, just imagine having an actual virtual arcade machine where you can play the classic arcade versions Tekken 1 through 3 and Tag. The possibilities of game modes and features are endless. Whether or not this will be added or whether or not this is something that they have added and they haven't revealed yet, only time will tell. I think players want this. Me, I played Tekken 2 for the first time ever. That was really fun, and I can only imagine playing some of the other Tekkens I never played before. Like Tag 1, I never played that. Tekken 1, I don't think I played that. The next thing, it says, this one's also pretty big. Breaking, due to Capcom's successful partnership with Chipotle to promote Street Fighter 6, it's rumored Bandai Namco will follow suit with Tekken 8 by collaborating with diner chain Denny's. The collab will include exclusive gear and accurate Denny's parking lot stage. This is a very, very big claim. One, I didn't even know Capcom had some kind of partnership with Chipotle. I know Evo did, and I can only imagine that was some level of success, but Capcom themselves, I didn't know. And this person, Ultima Shadow X, says that Bandai Namco is doing the same. Now, I was like, where are they getting this information from? Someone also said the same thing. You're definitely a troll. They say, no, I spoke with Michael Murray and can confirm. So according to this person, Michael Murray is working on some kind of collab. I think this is an excellent idea. I don't know about the whole like shaping a stage around the Denny's parking lot. That's a pretty big thing to do, because Harada said that a stage costs like $400,000 to make from scratch. To sink that much time into a Denny's parking lot stage, is that something that people want? I think it would be cool. You know, I'm always open for different stages and ideas. Me personally, I would say put it inside of the store, choke slam someone through a table, but parking lot just as good. What do you guys think about this? I know there was this big push a couple of months ago for Waffle House to be featured in Tekken. That was a really big meme. But Denny's, that's pretty interesting if you ask me. Another thing too that I thought was super interesting, this person has discovered so many things in the closed network test, and they're back once again with the closed beta test. They have this screenshot here. It's an up-angled view of Awkwafina's stage, and I think it's so interesting, right? We focus on one part of the stage, but then they have all of this stuff around it. Whenever I bring up the fact that Harada said the stages cost like $400,000, people always scoff at the idea, but this is why the stages cost so much money. But a few things to note here. One, you have a little tiny alien guy. I made a video about why there's aliens inside of this stage. This stage is located in Peru, and Peru has a strong history with aliens. I suggest you guys check out that video if you haven't seen it. There's also a flying saucer up above. You also have crop circles, very, very fancy patterns. I think it's so interesting that they put all of these little details into the game. Really, bro, they could have just put some normal grass here and no one would have known the difference, but they really go above and beyond with the details that they put into these stages, and you could just tell this game is crafted with love. In Awkwafina and or Lily's what if scenario, they're sitting at this picnic area. This picnic area was discovered here in the stage as well. And talking about some of the other stages that was already revealed, this is pretty big. This screenshot shows us Azucena's billboard in Times Square. In the closed network test version of the game, this was not in there. They added this in now that Awkwafina is a playable character in the game. And you would have to imagine they would do things for other characters, like maybe Alyssa, maybe Lei Shao Kahn, maybe whoever will probably have a billboard just like this once they're actually announced for the game. The ideas here is pretty much endless. They could keep this going with DLC and all sorts of things. This is a really cool detail, and I love that they're doing this. You have another screenshot here. This is Lars Alexander's stage, but this is from the booth angle in the top. You can see they have some kind of thing on the monitor, and through the window you can see the characters outside fighting. Once again, when you talk about why these stages cost so much money, this is why. They put so much time and effort into something that you will never be able to see unless the camera goes up there for whatever reason. Let's move on. This one is really interesting. PlayStation Plus games catalog for October. This is something that we talked about, but now it's happening. On October 17th, it says all playable titles from Tuesday. Two of them are Tekken 6 for PlayStation 4 and 5 added to the premium edition, and then also Soul Calibur Broken Destiny. My mindset and everything that I've learned has changed drastically since I last played Tekken 6. So I wonder, will it feel the way that it felt when I first felt it, or has so much time passed to where when I go back to it, it's not the same experience? Only time will tell. I can't wait to play through Scenario Campaign because I never did it. I always skipped it and jumped straight into online, but that will change on the 17th. We have some tweets from Harada. One person asked Harada, they say, is there a possibility that Tekken 8 will be released in a box or something along with a PS5? So basically, will there be a Tekken 8 bundle of sorts for the PS5, or you could say the Xbox or whatever, right? And Harada, even though he doesn't say no, he basically gives a answer that's a no, depending on what region you're in. This is what appeared during Tekken 7. See attached image. I'm sorry, but sets like this with game consoles are only sold in Europe and America. Tekken has 97 to 98% market share overseas, with only 2 to 3 market share in Japan, very close to the global market share of Japanese. Now, you know, America and Europe combined, they make up like 80-85% of the entire player base. Everywhere else literally is like 15, 10, 12% or something like that. So if you are in America or Europe and you don't have a PlayStation yet and you haven't pre-ordered,